Welcome to the Sports Jam for the week of May 20th. I'm John Jacobson.
I'm Jay Wilcox. It's been a blink and you miss it kind of regular season in spring sports. We're to playoff time now in most sports. Today on the show, meet a leader on Champlin Park's very good boys lacrosse team. Plus, we'll talk playoff softball with second-ranked Maple Grove.
We'll get started with an upgrade to a local baseball field. Like Wrigley Field, Osceo's baseball field has been in use for a long time without lights before they were added. Well, a grant from Hennepin County of $250,000 plus $50,000 from the school district's legacy fund paid for the new lights at Memorial Field. A ceremony Friday night celebrated the lights and also a new scoreboard paid for with help from the Twins Community Fund.
Our student population pulls from two different districts within Hennepin County. Jeff Johnson's district and then Commissioner Opat's district. So what we were able to do is kind of capitalize on that. So $125,000 came from Commissioner Johnson's district and $125,000 came from Commissioner Opat's district.
Osceo's junior varsity team is scheduled to play the first game under the lights Tuesday night against Coon Rapids. One day prior to the lighting ceremony, Osseo played a game against Park Center that felt like lights would be required to finish it. Despite a 4:15 start, this one lasting nearly 3 hours. The Pirates looking for a season sweep of the Orioles. Walks, hits, batsmen, and errors scored a few of the runs of the game, including this one for the Pirates. Blake Becker scores as Tyler Stroh is plunked by a pitch to make it 3-0 Pirates in the second. A couple of batters later, Austin Ledeen rips one down the line and left. Josh Stromberg and Jeremy Tutt both scored to give Park Center a 5-0 lead. They add another to go up 6-0 after 1.5. The Orioles get two of those runs back in the bottom of the second. Nick Cooper flares one into center for a hit. Winston Lane and Stephen Fisher score, and it's 6-2. The Orioles later went ahead with a series of Park Center errors and walks, but the Pirates tie the game in the fifth. Tony Kramer's single plates Brandon Budnick. It's 7-7. Bottom of the fifth, Tony Stein puts Osseo back on top with a single to center field. Bryce Seelock trots home. The Orioles lead 8-7 through 5. But Park Center scores 3 in the sixth inning. Jeremy Tutt lifts a fly ball to Cooper in deep right. Blake Becker scores as the Pirates go ahead. Park Center would need all of those runs as the Orioles' Brandon Sieve hits a solo home run in the bottom of the seventh inning. But the Orioles fall a run short. Park Center wins it 10-9.
That brings us to playoff time now in prep baseball, and the seeding is set at least in one local section. In Section 5 3A, Coon Rapids is the top seed. They are followed up by Champlin Park in the number 2 spot. Then it's Totino, Grace, Blaine, Park Center, Rogers, Centennial, Cooper, and Maple Grove, with Osseo as the number 11 seed. And playoff action in the first round has Cooper facing Maple Grove, Park Center against Irondale, and Osseo against Rogers. And then in round 2 coming up Saturday, Maple Grove Cooper winner takes on Coon Rapids, Park Center Irondale winner against Blaine. The Osseo Rogers winner meets Totino Grace, while Champlin Park will take on either Centennial or Spring Lake Park. Those first 2 rounds at Wintercrest Park in Coon Rapids. One night after a close 2-goal loss to district rival Coon Rapids, the Champlin Park girls lacrosse team faced another District 11 foe as the Rebels hosted Blaine. Champlin Park's in white. Riley Abisakra gets to the front of the net, and she'll put it in for a 7-3 Rebels lead. From the free position, Sarah Leisman takes a couple of steps and bounces a shot in to make it 8-3 Champlin Park. A nice goal for Blaine as Katie Weir will come from behind the goal, and she shovels a backhander in to pull the Bengals to within 4. But Champlin Park starts to pull away. Margie McNamara works her way to the front of the net to score. That makes it 11-5 Rebels. Leisman delivers a pass, and Maddie Shinos puts it away as Champlin Park downs Blaine in this one 14-7.
In boys lacrosse, Benilde St. Margaret's hosted Holy Angels. Less than 30 seconds to play in the first half. Jack Tucker works his way in and scores, tying the game at 3. Third quarter, the teams trade goals early and often. Robbie Lamb slips 2 defenders and rifles home the goal for BSM. At the other end, Sam Turner scores for the Stars with a skip shot here. Benilde comes right back though. Lamb with a nice low shot through traffic. And the Red Knights lead 8-6 after 3. And they keep it going in the fourth. Nice save on the first shot by goalie Connor Duffy, but Chris Hickok puts away the rebound. And Benilde goes on to win over Holy Angels 10-7. Coaches will seed later this week, Jay, for next week's tournament.
And a much different look, of course, with 8 sections instead of 4, and it's going to present a lot more opportunities, I think, for teams to break through and get to state. Next up on Sports Jam, highlights from a big week in track and field, including True Team State Championships.
Welcome back to Sports Jam, and time to talk track and field.
And True Team State Meet, where 3 local squads made it to the meet for Class 3A boys. Stillwater, the site for the True Team Meet. This is Joe Stevens of Champlin Park in the shot put. Stevens tosses at 57 feet 9.5 inches to take the title for the Rebels, competing in their first True Team State Meet. To the 4x200 relay, and it's part of a very good night for Wayzata. Anchor James Smith brings it home as the Trojans win in 1:30.24. They sweep the relay events in impressive fashion. In the 300-meter hurdles in the outside lane, Jacob Bredvig of Hopkins wins it in 39.44, one of 3 event wins for the Royals. In the 200 meters, Michael Smith of Wayzata races to the win in 22.22 seconds, edging Champlin Park's Emmanuel Egbajor by 1/100th of a second. In the 4x400 relay, Wayzata and anchor Chris Pearson take the top spot in a time of 3:26.60. And in the end, it is Wayzata, the state champ in the regular state high school league meet last June, taking the True Team title. They were second last season. As we check out the team scores, Wayzata wins the title 23 points ahead of the host team Stillwater. Hopkins has a solid showing for 3rd place. Champlin Park places 7th. Saturday, the Totino Grace boys won the Class 2A title at the True Team meet. Beating out Sartell St. Stephen, the Eagles won 3 events in the meet. Jackson Richards in the 400 meters, Kai Barber in the shot put, and the 3,200 meter relay team. Grace's girls placed 2nd behind champion Sartell St. Stephen, with Wilmer 3rd and Detroit Lakes 4th. Casey Pollock of Totino Grace won the 100 hurdles.
It was a big week for Wayzata track and field. Earlier, they had competed in the Lake Conference Championships. Harry Stadium in Eden Prairie, the site for the 2013 Conference Championships. Taylor Anderson anchoring the Hopkins girls to the 4x100 relay title. Tammy Manuel Moore, Elise Anderson, and Siona Fitzhugh, the other Royals runners, they win in 49.35 seconds. Boys 4x100, Wayzata's quartet of Keontae Johnson, Anthony Clark, Mitch Sanchez, and anchor Joe Colpine win in 43.53 seconds. Boys 400, Wayzata's Michael Smith in the middle pulls away for the win in 49.34 seconds. Jimmy Paskey of Hopkins is 2nd. James Smith of Wayzata finishes 3rd. Boys pole vault, Ben Yost of Wayzata easily clears 11 feet here. He later topped 12 feet 6 inches to place 4th. His teammate Eddie Hadani won with a best vault of 13.9. Back to the track, Anderson of Hopkins cruises to the win in the girls 200. She also won the 100. 3 first-place finishes for the Royal Senior in the meet. In the boys 200, it's Jeff Borchard of Wayzata taking first in 22.33 seconds as the Trojans take the top 3 spots in this event. Here's what 3 local winners had to say after the races.
Our relays have been being switched up this year because we only had 3 meets. This is our 4th today. It was a very good time, actually. We need to see where we're at, so in good weather, so that was a pretty good time for us.
I mean, we have a really good conference. One of the most competitive ones in the state. I feel like I ran pretty well. I mean, it's pretty windy right now. Kind of a stiff wind coming on the backstretch, but coming home, the wind helped me, so that was nice.
It's been pretty up and down. We've had a couple meets moved to indoors and a couple canceled, but I think our team's been adjusting pretty well, and we're looking pretty strong towards the end of the season.
Here's a look at the final results. The Wayzata boys edge Eden Prairie to win the conference championship. Minnetonka is 3rd, 1 point ahead of Hopkins. Edina finishes 5th. The Minnetonka girls easily win the meet with Eden Prairie 2nd. Edina is 3rd, with Wayzata and Hopkins placing 4th and 5th. And the state meet coming up next month at Hamlin.
The 3 District 279 high school track teams warmed up for this week's Northwest Suburban Conference Championships by going head-to-head in a district meet at Park Center. And they're off and running in the girls 4x800 relay. Maple Grove's team of Kelly Olzenak, Jordan Qualley, Olivia Rosenow, and anchor Cassidy Sharp race to the win. Their time 10:40.62. In the boys 4x800, it's Maple Grove's Charlie Rosh, Sean Heaton, Mitchell Dickerson, and anchor Ryan Graham holding off Osseo for first place. In the girls 100 hurdles, on the left, Maple Grove's Cora Neeson holds off Osseo's Alea Reynolds for the win in a time of 16.36 to Reynolds' 16.83. It's not quite as close in the boys 110 hurdles. Fawaz Oba of Osseo cruises to a win in a time of 15.06. That's 1.77 seconds ahead of the runner-up. Boys 100 meters, Maple Grove's Jake Winicky in the middle just edges a couple of runners in a time of 11.05. Winicky also wins the 200 meters for the Crimson. Osseo's girls have great relay teams. Phyllis Webb anchors the Orioles to a win in the 4x200 relay. Their time 1:45.81. In the girls 1600 meters, the heat is a big factor. Ignore those lap runners in front of her. Osseo's Maddie Havidston races to the win ahead of Park Center's Kate Simonette. The boys take the track for the 1600. Maple Grove teammates Mitchell Dickerson and Sean Heaton battle down the stretch. Dickerson holds on to take first place. The field events, and here's the winning pole vault for the girls. Catherine Rotering of Maple Grove clears 9 feet 3 inches. And the high jump winner for girls, Madison Ordner of Maple Grove, as she jumps 5'4" to win. And we check out the team scores here. Maple Grove's boys win a close 3-team battle with Osseo second and Park Center third. Maple Grove also takes the girls' title with Osseo second and Park Center placing third.
Maple Grove softball team is one of the top clubs in the state again this year. The Crimson were aiming for a second consecutive conference title when they hosted Anoka. Defense and pitching on display in this game. In the top of the third, Maple Grove pitcher Sydney Smith strikes out the side. Bottom of the third, the Crimson with the runner on second. Anoka's Michaela Zimmer with a nice play at third that ends the inning. Bottom of the fourth, still scoreless. Anoka's Haley Gifford takes away an extra base hit from Brianna Basil with a nice diving catch. We go all the way to the bottom of the ninth without any runs being scored, and that's when Smith ends it. Her 2-out base hit to center scores Abby Bennell from second base. The Crimson win the game 1-0. They're champions of the Northwest Suburban Conference.
It was inside, and I was just thinking base hit, move around. And as soon as I hit it, I was like, oh, great, there's a pop fly. But then I saw it hit the ground. I knew Abby was on second, so I was like, we run. And I just felt good about it.
After several very strong seasons, it's been a rebuilding year for a young Park Center softball squad. The Pirates took on Armstrong in a doubleheader on the home field of the Falcons. Highlights from the first game, Alicia Meyer singles to left here for Park Center. It'll score Danielle Schaub. It's 1-0 Pirates in the first, and they had 2 more runs against Armstrong in the second. In inning number 3, the pitch gets away, and Armstrong's Lexi Ripka will beat the throw to home to score. The Falcons are on the board. And a couple of batters later, Caitlin Jones drives it to deep left. It scores Kendra Rooney, and Armstrong is within 3-2 on a double by freshman Jones. In the fourth, the Pirates get another run. Lauren Torborg is in on a wild pitch after doubling. The Pirates go up 4-2. In the sixth, Ripka drives a hit down the third baseline to score Kelsey Meredith. Armstrong is back within a run at 4-3. But Park Center pitcher MJ Jellison comes through as a hitter. Drives it down the right field line for a triple leading off the bottom half of inning number 6. And Jellison comes in to score an insurance run as Kira Musial lifts a fly ball to Meredith in center. Jellison tags up to score on a sac fly as Park Center wins it 5-3. The Pirates also took game 2. Maple Grove's boys tennis team is looking to make a return visit to the state tournament. They faced Osseo in the Section 5AA quarterfinals. Number 1 doubles, Osseo serves, and Derek Marvin's nice return sets up an overhead for Trevor Kleinshay. The Crimson duo beats Alex Otto and Thor Taus 6-love, 6-1. Maple Grove's Jacob Edwards and Vanura Withanwansam in the far court in the number 2 doubles match, and they roll past Trevor Johnson and Josh Mulvaney in straight sets. At number 2 singles, Charlie Atkins of Maple Grove is in the far court. His shot to the corner sets up a volley winner on a way to a 6-love, 6-2 win over Cody Werner. Osseo's Pete Berner is in the far court at number 1 singles against Zach Adkins. Adkins has great hands as he'll take the ball on the short hop here and drop in a nice shot. Adkins wins it in straight sets. Sam Hochberger serves, and then he'll put away a backhand on his way to a win in the number 3 singles match as Maple Grove wins it 7-0. The semis were pushed back to Monday because of rain, with the finals Tuesday at the University of Minnesota's Baseline Tennis Center. And the tennis playoffs continuing throughout the week. Also, John, the first state tournament of the spring took place last Friday.
That's right. The adapted bowling tournament was held at Brunswick Zone in Brooklyn Park. The Wayzata Minnetonka team of Drew Balls-Barker and Ben Carlson finishes runners-up in the boys competition and the doubles competition, the PI division, and then the CI division for the girls. Elena Chamberlain of Anoka Hennepin was second. Sarah Darlene of Wayzata Minnetonka third in the singles.
Congratulations to those state entrants. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a Champlin Park lacrosse player who's leading the Rebels to a great season on the field.
The Champlin Park boys lacrosse team is ranked 5th in the state and in the hunt for the Northwest Suburban Conference title. The Rebels are led by senior attack Ryan McNeil. Jason Melillo profiles McNeil in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
Ryan McNeil is a 4-year starter for Champlin Park and the Rebels' all-time leading scorer.
Coming right out of his freshman year, he jumped on the field for us. With what we had was a strong senior class, and he kind of jumped in and had a great skill set coming in, which helped him tremendously. And then, after that, as his sophomore and junior year, and now his senior year, he's been kind of a leader on the offensive side of the field, even as a younger player.
McNeil is a highly versatile player. He is second in the Northwest Suburban Conference this season with 49 points, but that number is almost evenly split between goals and assists.
It takes a definite specialized skill set to be able to score and distribute the ball.
Working hard to get to the spot where you can feed your friend instead of get into a spot where they feed you. It's just a lot better feeling to set someone up that doesn't get that many points or doesn't get that many opportunities to score.
The unselfish senior has led the Rebels to an 8-1 record this spring, their only loss coming to rival Blaine in the first game of the season. The Bengals sit atop the Northwest Suburban and will likely win the conference title, but McNeil and his teammates are hoping to get another shot at Blaine in the section tournament.
Having a harder section the past 3 years, it brings a lot of confidence to the guys, and knowing that we have a rival in our section too of Blaine, it just gets us more pumped up for the season coming up to the postseason.
Like a lot of his lacrosse teammates, McNeil was also on the Champlin Park hockey team this winter. After finishing with a sub-500 record in the regular season, the Rebels made an exciting run in the section tournament. They beat Anoka in overtime and then knocked off number 1 seed Blaine in the semifinals before bowing to Centennial in the final.
We're at the end of the game against Anoka. We're down by a goal. His line wasn't out there, but when he pulled the goalie, he was the first guy off the bench, because we know that again, he was kind of had that knack around the net. And going into for the rest of the games against Blaine and Centennial, yeah, he didn't show up with a lot of points, but consistently how he played defensively. He stayed out of the penalty box, how he played in the defensive zone, and he created a lot of chances for the rest of his teammates.
It was a great feeling knowing that we've only been to the Coliseum once in our hockey history, and beating Blaine was just an unbelievable thing. They had number 1 seed, and going into the Centennial section final, it was a very memorable moment for all of us.
In a way, McNeil and his teammates carried that momentum from the hockey season onto the lacrosse field this spring. And with the section tournament expanding this season, Ryan McNeil and the Rebels have a real chance at making the state tournament. Jason Melillo, 12 Sports.
Ryan will play Division III lacrosse at Aurora University in Illinois this fall. Jay talks softball with the Maple Grove Crimson when we come back.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It's already playoff time in prep softball here, and we're joined today by the Maple Grove Crimson after winning the Northwest Suburban Conference title. A couple of players and Coach Jim Colt is joining us, and we'll start out with Taylor Bratton. And how much fun was it to win the conference? I mean, I know it was something that I think a lot of people probably expected coming into the season, but now that you accomplished it, how does it feel?
It definitely wasn't expected actually coming into the season. We lost a lot of great seniors this year who had a big impact on our team last year, but I'm really happy with how we played this season and really kept up the energy to win the conference, and it was a really good win for us. Boosted our confidence a lot with this year.
That game with Anoka was the type of game that should get you ready for playoffs, I would think, too, right?
It definitely was a very close and very stressful game, actually. It was good that we had Sid, who really just controlled the game on the mound and then ended up having the winning hit. She had a great game, and that really helped us out.
For you and all the teams, it was really a scramble to try and get a lot of games in. You had a lot of doubleheaders, a lot of games late in the season, but how did you feel like you guys handled that?
I feel like we handled it really well. I mean, we had our first outdoor practice the other day, which is insane with how the season is going. But no, we handled it really well. Just kept up the energy and never let the just building up of how many games we had get to us. We just took it game by game and really just eased into it, and it was fine.
All right, good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you very much.
And Jordan Mauck, your team, had some tests. I mean, there were some pretty good teams in the conference this year. And how did you feel about the way your team performed to win the title?
It was really great for us all to come together this year. We weren't really sure what to expect coming into it, but we've been able to pull together a really good team, and everybody's just come together really well. We're basically a family out there.
The way to win the conference, I think, was an exciting one to get that extra inning. I mean, I'm sure you'd rather it be a little easier, but was that the type of game that really felt like a championship kind of game?
It really did, because it gave us the chance to get ready for sections. We know what to expect. Nothing's going to come easy to us, and we know that we've got to go out there working hard every single game.
What's the key really on the diamond for you guys? What has to go well for Maple Grove to win the Section 5 title?
We have to make sure that our pitching is strong, our hitting's strong, and then we're just flawless all the way around. So we just got to make sure we're going strong everywhere, every aspect of our game.
All right, nice job in the regular season. Have fun in the playoffs.
Thank you.
And Coach Coltis, a group that's really done some great things over these last few years. And are you surprised at all how well they performed with some new players in the lineup this year?
Well, I think a little bit of surprise, because that group we had before, a lot of those kids that come up as 9th graders and 10th graders and played for us for a long time. So we were a little bit surprised. We had some great leaders coming back. Taylor Bratton, who you just talked with, she's been a 4-year starter with us. Jordan Mauck's had her sister in the program. She's been a 3-year player with us now, too. So, we kind of felt that, we had a good opportunity to put ourselves in a place, but, you never know until you get out there. You take away the Metro Player of the Year, a college third baseman, stellar shortstop, and you're just never sure what's going to happen. And we ended up working out pretty good for us.
Defending champ in Section 5 and #1 seed this year, I guess that was no surprise, but does it put a target on your back a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think so. We talk about that all the time with the girls, that, hey, you know what, the best, we're going to get everybody's best every single night. There's no question about it. Last night, Anoka gave us their best. Elk River gave us their best on Tuesday night, or Monday night it was. And we're just, everybody wants to kind of get a crack at us, and so every night we got to come prepared knowing that we're going to see somebody's best.
All right, Jim, thanks for joining us. And hard to believe it's playoff time already, but best of luck in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you very much, yeah.
Jim Coltis, head coach of the Maple Grove softball team, the #1 seed in the Section 5 3A tournament. We'll leave you now with some more information on Section softball.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and Livestream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
People seeking medical attention in the northwest suburbs will soon have no shortage of options.
By law, the city has to release their email list under public information, and they're not allowed to ask why the person wants that list.
For people who work, live, and drive on County Road 81, it's a relief to finally see these boarded-up buildings come down.
The salon is also selling items like these candles, where part of the proceeds go for breast cancer research.
McDonald with a shot and a goal.
And that will do it for this week's show. It's a busy week as softball and baseball playoffs get started, plus the conference meet in Northwest Suburban Track.
And conference tournaments in Lake and Northwest Suburban Conference Golf. We'll be with you again starting Tuesday of next week after Memorial Day for next week's Sports Jam. See you then.